One of my favorite dungeons. With the caveat of this dungeon had a fuck ton of one-shots and was really annoying, but I played balanced druids, so it didn't matter. You lose so much pulsar value, though. I mean, what else would you play then? That's also back when trinkets were good. Okay, so this first half of the dungeon was awful. You did, like... This was the first pull. It was Turtle. You got, like, Double Wrangler. Double Wrangler was pretty spicy. Over here. And then these Stormweavers basically had to die before they got their cast off. Oh, the lightning prod. Yeah, you'd always have to have like somebody CC the lightning prod, otherwise you wiped. I forgot about this. This trash was awful. This trash is probably some of the worst in any of the dungeons. Then you have this guy that you did by himself because he owned. What year is this? This is the year of our Lord. 2021. This is why you slowfall teched over all of this? Yeah, I'll show you. 1 second. So then, for a while, nobody pulled any of that trash because that trash was banned. And instead, we would, I mean, for a while we were lock gating up here. I don't know if you can get up here anymore. I think they patched this out. You were lock gating up top, and then, like, flying across the map. But then we stopped doing that because I think they patched it out. Instead, oh fuck. Instead, you just get on top of this gazebo and fly across. I'll take zinc pills or not? I never took zinc pills. Although it would be interesting. And then you would just start. You would just float over all this shit. Because all those mobs were really bad. I want to say by the end of there's still a way to get back up there, but I don't remember what it was. But it didn't matter to me. This boss actually was god-awful. Probably... This boss would not fly in today's World of Warcraft.
We meet again, weakling.
This boss had... Okay, so these ads were pretty trash. One of these mobs you could kill insta, and I'm pretty sure it's this Crest Rider. And I'm pretty sure you couldn't kill the Shellbreaker insta, because you needed him to live to eat the spear. And if you did too much DPS on this boss, then you would just die. Unless you had somebody parrying the spears. Okay, so yes, I remember why this boss wouldn't fly in today's World of Warcraft. Because if you did too much damage, you would kill this Shellbreaker, right? And then you wouldn't have anybody to soak the spear, and then you would die. Also, that charge that you saw, would hit your tank like 50% of the time because the hitbox on that charge is just total trash. Actually, just an awful hitbox on that charge. And you would always get, like, your tank would get hit by it 50% of the time. Not good. You CC the caster. You CC the caster? I don't even fucking remember anymore. Maybe you would, like, poly the caster. And then you would get up here. You'd say, slow fall me. They'd say, okay. You'd hit the nene, fly across. You would pull this Arcanist, but you'd pull him with the turtle. All of these droplets that don't do anything. These are epic mobs. And this slime. This slime and the Arcanist. You would always target the Arcanist with first prio. Target the slime with second prio. Your melee would get hit by that abrasive slime and die 100% of the time. And then you would call for water walking because you always had a DK tank. And you'd walk across these. The DK tank would then Death's Caress these droplets and pull them into all the other droplets in the next Arcanist. This is epic. I haven't forgot about these. Always bolster that snail. That snail is still bolstered in this year. You get all of the droplets. They're grouping it up. They're popping their... what was the speed potion from that expansion called? It wasn't Lightfoot. I don't remember anymore. Sky something. Sky Step. Yeah, Sky Step. I would grab that pack of droplets that I just grabbed because you wanted range to grab them. And they would grab all the rest of the droplets. They grabbed the snail, and they grabbed the extra Arcanist, right? And now we're just pogging out. And your melee, he gets hit by this snail again. He's never living these pulls. I don't know what it is. He got turned into a fish, screaming for a dispel. Then, instead of getting dispelled, the healer just lets him die. Always gets polymorphed because he was slow on his kick. Tank, he walks in, drops his D&D, presses Dancing Rune Weapon, hits a couple blood boils, laters the fuck out of there, like Trick 2G back in Season 4. Now you fight Lady Hatecoil. This is a bad bitch. She actually didn't play. She had arguably way too many one-shots. And by way too many one-shots, I mean every 45 seconds. So you went Static Nova, which is on the land. It doesn't do any damage. And then the next one, you would you would dispel these and get all these slimes, right? Actually, no. The slimes spawn. Here, well, that's what happened. The slimes would spawn, and then you dispel with your frontal aimed at them, but not aimed at the rest of your group. And the frontal would kill the slimes, and then you'd have to stand in the water as she casts the other part of her ability, right? You watch this. This will kill the slime. I forgot about this. So then she casts the other part of her ability, which you saw me get in the water for. And that part of her ability would one-shot you. And it was awful. It was terrible for the time. There's too many one-shots. So many people destroyed the islands. Yeah, so I didn't get very many tornadoes because it's just me here. We got Artifact Relic. Very cool. Yeah. And so now we're really out here. So we're sky stepping. We're grabbing these droplets. We're grabbing these crabs. We're not grabbing this crab though. And we're running away from this guy too, because fuck that guy. That guy ain't it either. No crabs. No big crabs. All the small crabs. We also like the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts are pretty good. But this is a Legion pull for sure. For some reason, that seagull is a yellow mob, but it would always get pulled, and I'm not really sure why. But it was always pulled. But the Boy Scouts, not a bad pickup. And then you'd more likely than not actually pull it into this Hydra. But you really don't want that other Hydra on the right. And you just kill all these mobs. Oh yeah, and since you killed Lady Hatecoil, now you have wins. I forgot about that. Seagulls get pulled by Ignite every single time? Yeah. D&D or Ignite. This was the Seagull you always killed. This guy always seemed to get pulled. I don't know why. The Seagull would disorient the tank, and melee would die once more. This does check out. Yes, so the melee get murdered one more time for the boys because the tank gets disoriented. Now you clear out the rest of the trash here. You have to kill this Hydra. This guy has to die. This crab normally got killed too with the Hydra. You would never really pull that crab, but this crab always got pulled with the Hydra. If you had a Fire Mage, this Seagull always got pulled because of Ignite. This Seagull always had to get pulled too, again, because of Ignite. If you were playing with the Fire Mage. If you weren't, you could say don't hit it. It always got pulled anyways, don't fucking worry about it. And you kill the rest of the crabs. Actually, you would pull this crab pack and you'd say, hey, sub-rogue, we're gonna need you to subordine. And then you'd say, I got this. Then your Windwalker monk would come in and nay on all of these fucking crabs with their uncapped AoE at the time, get a fucking Chi-Ji proc, and kill them all before your sub-rogue could actually effectively get any cleave. Or your Windwalker was Greg WW and scream, I'm unironic single target Fist of Furying, and actually Fist of Fury. You have 2 melee in the group? I did play with 2 melee, yeah. I played Windwalker, Rogue, Balance Druid. And we sometimes play with an Afflock instead of the Rogue. And then, now is my time to shine. I still got it, baby. We're fucking back. And then I gather everybody on my 2-seater mount. Say, hop on. And then we carry them to victory. We don't pull this snail or this seagull. If we pull the snail or seagull, we're very mad. But if you're playing with a warlock, this snail always seemingly got pulled, but I'm not sure why. It inexplicably always got pulled. And now you're on Deadbeard, which this guy sucked. This guy did, this guy had a decent amount of one-shots, too. Yeah, this guy also one-shots. Yeah, his Quake. He did a big... I didn't show it, I probably should have showed it, but he did a big AoE, and it fucking owned. And now, we got the 4th boss of a 5-boss instance that one-shots. And this was the one that you're saving all of your battle reses for, by the way. So the previous one-shots, you don't die to those. You must live those. This is not a question of... It's not a question of how, but this is a question of how do you live it. And you save all of your battle reses for this guy, because you have to sack people on this boss. And it's either an immunity or die. An immunity also counts as bop, but you played Resto Druid some this season. You played Resto Druid or Holy Paladin, both were good, but sometimes you had a Resto Druid in your group, and you couldn't bop it. So it was always immune or die in battle res. And more often than not, it was die in battle res, and you had just 3 battle reses. There were some seasons that battle res was a little bit different too, but the last season of Legion is the one that most people played, and battle res was on a global timer like it is. Or your rogue can faint, cheat death, plus tank trinket. Yes, you as a Moonkin would also wear a Fell Shield emitter on this fight, or a Titan Guard, and sometimes both. Sometimes you wore both on this fight. Alright, so this boss started at 20% HP, by the way. So we're really pogging out. We have our Blood Shard procced. Of course, a great asset in Legion was the Blood Shard. Shard of Beck. Alright, so there's big dodge on this. Don't get hit by this tornado. You're all stacked up in melee. You're stacked up in melee as 5. You're stacked up in melee as 5. I'm targeted the Crushing Depths. Get out of the group. Bop me. Bop me, he screams. He doesn't get bopped. He dies. Wait, no, was that Arcane Bomb? Oh, now I have Arcane Bomb on me. Which is a get out of the fucking group and get dispelled. Oh, it doesn't stun anymore. It definitely used to stun. Maybe I'm making that up. But now you get another Arcane Bomb, which again is just another dispel. You just dispel these, honestly. Maybe I resisted the stun? I don't know. But now you have Crushing Depths again, which is again, bop me. They didn't have a second bop. You said battle res? You say, we have none. Alright, we're 4-manning this boss. And this boss is dipping incredibly low because you always have lust for it. But it doesn't matter anyways. But yeah, this dungeon was sick. The trash was really good. The boss is fucking awful. The dungeon was sick though. Wrath of Azshara died. For an arcane relic. What does this give me for my Scythe of Elune? I have my Scythe of Elune in my bag? I don't have it in my bag. Yeah, no, it was this is a really cool dungeon. The trash, very good. The first part of the trash, not that great. I don't think I ever went right. Ever. Literally ever. Pretty cool. I already did Vault of the Wardens. It got bugged. Unsurprisingly, Vault of the Wardens got bugged. And we also chalked it up to... Vault of the Wardens is a bad dungeon anyways. It got bugged and one of the doors wouldn't open. Which surprises literally nobody. Alright, where are we going now? Do we want to go to Valshara and do Black Cold and Darkheart Thicket? Or do we want to go to Suramar and do Archway and Court of Stars? We're just gonna make a circle. We'll go Dark Heart? Okay. We'll go Valshara. We'll go Blackrock Hold first. Holy fuck. Dude, we got some stories about Blackrock Hold. Sit AFK while range kill the trash. That was certainly a dungeon. I don't know. Yeah, it was certainly a dungeon. I would like to get out. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Eye of Azshara always had the longest load screens, but I don't know why. Dude, I don't understand why this dungeon always had the fucking longest load screens. Actually just 100 years of load screens leaving AOA. God, I thought that was my computer at the time. I guess it was just that fucking dungeon.